Good morning. Welcome to the introductory section of our new course, that is production planning and control. So this course we are dealing for the final year first semester as an elective course. So this deals with the planning and control techniques that are generally used for a production system. So as the name itself includes that production planning and control, we can see that what is a production and what are the various elements that are needed for its planning and what are the various elements that are needed to control the planning elements. So this is what we are going to see in this one. So our subject codes and everything, you can see it on the screen. So coming to the course objectives, the main objective of learning this course is to understand the concepts, various concepts of the design system or a production system. What are the various functions are there, what are the various divisions of works are categorized according to the priorities and everything in a design system, a production system or a service system. So as of we all know, the industry is in generally divided into two different forms. One is product based one system is a product based system and the next one is the service based system. So in product based system, it's nothing but where the actual production takes place, means conversion of the raw materials into useful products, where the industry is working on that one. So where converting of by using some machineries and everything, converting of the raw materials into any useful product, we will call that system as a production system. And service systems are nothing but where they are going to act as a bridge between the customer and the actual company, that they are providing some services. Like we can take as an example, now we are having so many service sectors. Usually the software sectors, what they are doing is nothing but that comes under these service systems, means they are helping the customer as well as the companies by providing some apps and everything, so providing some services in order to make the work somewhat useful or easy. So the production systems in generally the industries are of two different types. So we can come across what are the various types of industries are there. So industry and what are the various concepts that are in generally comes under this production system or a service system. And next this forecasting techniques, means before starting of any work or before starting of any project or before starting of any industry or anything, an entrepreneur should have the forecasting. Whether forecasting is nothing but foreseeing the things, whether that are suitable for the market or not, whether that are suitable for the market. So we need to see that this product what we are going to produce or what we are going to start is really helpful for the market, or is our company is really able to achieve the production or their targets in time. We need to see that. So these forecasting techniques, there are various forecasting techniques are there. So like qualitative and quantitative methods, different types of forecasting methods. So which forecasting method is best suited for our company, so for our organization, we can see, and accordingly we can apply those techniques in order to identify what is your future in the market. So based on the techniques we are using. So and also identify various different strategies that are employed in a manufacturing systems, means in planning of inventory or planning of the production line and planning of the routings and everything. What are the various strategies that can be employed, how these things can be carried out, we can. And next one is apply different scheduling policies. So how to prepare that schedules, what is the best schedule, how we can identify the best schedules, and what is the good production schedule consist of, and what are the various elements of a good production system or production scheduling policies and everything we are coming across in this scheduling, and making sure of the effectiveness, identifying likely areas of improvement, develop and implement improved planning and control methods for the production system, means controlling the things, how the accordingly what we have planned and what are the how are the things going on, is that according to our plan or not. So checking out those things and controlling the things accordingly so as to make the plan in a better way. So these are the main course objectives of our syllabus. And coming to the syllabus sector, so our syllabus is divided into 5 units. That is, it consists of 5 different topics. In the first unit, we are going to oversee all the overview of the production system, including what are the various elements of the production planning and control. So PPC is nothing but it's one of the department in the total production system. You can see there are different types of production systems. When we come across this in CAD/CAM, we have seen what are the various departments that are included in product cycle, right from the market to the coming next to the design department and drafting department. After that, the production workshops and inspections, testings, and shipping, everything will comes under in that production overall production cycle. So this production PPC is one of the department that looks after all the activities that are going to take place in that organization. So the main objective of this department or is to oversee how to plan the things and how to execute the things in the industry so as to achieve more production with less wastages and achieving the targets of the customers within less time. So this is the main important thing. So here we can see P stands for production and planning and control. So PPC, so production means where the production activities are going to take place. It's nothing but converting of raw materials into finished goods. And planning is nothing but production planning. We can say that how this production has to take place, means how these raw materials can be converted into a finished product, and what are the various phases of activities that are to be takes place in order to prepare or in order to prepare that product from the raw material. So what are the various stages of work that are included? So they need to plan accordingly in a step by step we need to plan. And controlling comes whether those activities are being coming under are planned things or not, whether those activities are being carried out according to the plan things or not. So in this first unit, we are going to see what are the overview of a production planning and control system, and various definitions that are given by various authors we will see, and what are the various elements that are there comes under production planning and control, means what are the various elements of production planning, what are the various elements of production control, what are its main objectives, and what are the functions of these things we are going to learn in this unit. And after that, we are going to see the types of production systems. We also know there are different types of production systems. Broadly, they can be classified into different types of production systems, means basing upon the usage of the material, we can say basing upon the production of goods we can divide. So there are different types of production systems. So what are the various types of production systems in generally classified? So next, how the organization looks like, how the organization structure looks like, right from the hierarchy. If you consider the hierarchy of a system, so how this organization structure looks like, how an organization structure is and in that what is the organization structure of the PPC, and what are the various internal departments that are included, various internal departments that are included in the production planning and control department we are going to see. So these topics we are going to cover in the first unit. So the objectives, definitions, objectives, functions, and elements, and various production systems, and the structure of the organizations. So this is the topics we are going to see in the first unit. So coming to the second unit, we are going to see the forecasting. What is the use of forecasting? So how forecasting is important, what is forecasting, why forecasting is done in an industry, what is the main uses of forecasting. So why we need to do forecasting means, right now we can see there are so many types of products that are being available in the market. That depends upon seasonal variations are there, various trend changes are there, there are so many market demands are there. So basing upon different factors, so the demand of any product is going to vary. So we can see right now in the automobile sectors, we can see there are different types of cars or bikes that are being manufactured for monthly basis we can see. So many modifications, including the sensor systems, or including the safety precautions, or including the design changes, including the speed changes, everything they are going to see. We can see those bikes or cars in the market, because that type the customer is always looking for more and more new components in the product which he is buying. So in order to release any product, in order to ship any product to the market, the company should, before itself, they need to identify whether those products what they are preparing are really useful for the market, if they are useful, in what way they are useful, in what demand that is are useful. So that things they need to consider before of planning of producing any product. So this forecasting is very most important for any industry before they are producing any product. So we are going to see what is the importance of forecastings and what are the various types of forecastings, like qualitative techniques and quantitative techniques. What is a qualitative and what is a quantitative techniques, why they are used and where they are used, when they can be used, what are the various factors that are to be considered for forecasting, we are going to see in this time. And also some problematic part is there for the quantitative forecasting techniques. We will be seeing some problematic part. So various methods are there in solving for the quantity required for the market in order to find out those things. So we can see that thing in the unit 2. And coming to the unit 3, that is nothing but inventory management. Inventory means requisition or stock that is necessary to maintain in any industry. So what is the required stock that is to be maintained? So for example, if this inventory techniques are not being used, so if you are not able to identify what is the required quantity that is necessary, unnecessarily we will buy more number of components or more number of products or more number of materials and keeping stock in the in our company, that leads to the damage of the products as well as that leads to the losses of the company. So in order to overcome all those losses or everything, we need to identify what is the actual requirement of the industry. So that may be relating to the material, machines, men and everything, whatever the resources that are available, all the resources are to be identified as per the requirement that is necessary. So for example, we can see there are different automobiles that are available in the market, means there are different companies are available. So some companies are able to maintain some stock, a lump sum stock in their godowns. For example, if we see our Indian manufacturing company like Maruti, we can see there is a big godowns like that where they are going to place more number of cars being manufactured and kept in that godowns. But if we come to Toyota or any other foreign based automobile sectors, we are not able to see more number of cars lying in the godowns or something like that, because they are going to find out what is that is required for the market, how much it is required for the market. So accordingly they are going to plan and accordingly they are going to manufacture and send it to the market. So both sectors will be having their own advantages and their own disadvantages. So accordingly we are going to see what are the advantages of any system, why we need to maintain some inventory in any industry. So if you want to maintain an inventory, how much amount of quantity that are required in generally. So we are going to see by some techniques like EOQ models. So EOQ is nothing but economic order quantity. The stands for economic means so maintaining our finance structures in an economical way, without wasting of for unnecessary things. So ordering the quantities in an economical way, we can say that EOQ. So and what are the various other analysis that are there, we are going to see. And coming to the inventory control systems, there are different control systems like P system and Q system. So what is a P system and what is a Q system, and where these systems are being utilized and where these systems are being used, we can when we are discussing, you can see them. And material management techniques like MRP1, that is nothing but material requirement planning and manufacturing resource planning and enterprise resource planning, and what is the line of balance, and what are the various techniques like JIT and Kanbans. So how these material management techniques are being used in various industries. So we can see what it stands for, what are its advantages, what that happens in that one, what happens in MRP and MRP to ERP. We are going to see in that material management techniques. So this constitute of unit 3. Next, coming to unit 4, you can see that it deals with the routing and schedulings. So for every industry, in order to prepare the product, or in order to plan anything, the routing is very most important. So routing is nothing but identifying the best possible sequence that can be used in order to produce or in order to transform the raw materials to any finished product. So routing constitute of what are the various techniques that are used in identifying and preparing the route sheet that is necessary for any product. So as the name itself, we can see routing is nothing but a route. For example, we can say if I want to go from one source to the other, any destination, I always look for the best way to go in order to minimize my time, in order to minimize my finance and everything. So I must make my journey comfortable. In order to make my journey comfortable, I look for the best route in order to reach from my source to the destination. In the same sense, when we are developing any product, we need to identify what are the possible processes that are involved in that one, in what sequence, if they are arranged, we can produce those products in a very less time. So routing is a most important factor that is to be considered in any industry or in any production systems. So routings, we are going to see the definition, what is the routing procedures are there, means what are the considerations we are going to take in order to prepare that route sheets, and basing on those, how the route sheets are prepared and what is the information that are included in those route sheets, what is the bill of materials, and what are the various factors affecting that routing procedures. And coming to the schedulings, what are the various scheduling techniques are there, how line of balance, how we are going to balance the loading on each and every system that is available in the industry, so without overloading, looking for not overload for any one of the system. So keeping a balance in the production line, so maintaining that balance in the production line, what are the various techniques that are in generally used in the industry, we are going to see, and what are the various standard scheduling methods, and what is loading and what is the difference between this loading and scheduling, we are going to see in this 4th unit. Coming to 5th unit, unit 5, this is the last unit of our course. So I think but dispatching is nothing but sending the informations from one sector to the other sector, means in a dispatching, in generally we always think that dispatching is nothing but the final product, sending it to the market. But coming to the right from the orders dispatching, for instance, from the orders that are dispatched from the management, means the decisions that is taken by the management, that thing should be carried forward to the persons who are generally involved in that project. So everybody who are involved in that project should know about what that is going to happen in any organization. So who are involved in that one, what are the various products that we are going to prepare, and what is the process that is going to take place, and everything that should be known. Even in any academic institutions, if we take, means so when we are going to start the course of work, thus the student should know, the faculty should know, even the management should know. So the decisions that is taken by the management, they will be sending in the form of any circulars to the students as well as the faculty, so as the information is being passed to each and every. So likewise, dispatching of the things, means the orders, right from the dispatching of the orders from the management to each and every person that is included in that project. And what are the various dispatching procedures are there, how this dispatching, after the orders, what are the in between dispatchings are there in the industry, from one workshop to the other workshop, how these things happen. And follow up is nothing but how this they are going to see whether all the activities are being taken place according to the production plan or not. So is everything what we have planned for, whether the activities that are being planned for are going according to the plan or not. So what is the production that is to be produced, is that production is completed in that day, or whether the machines are being working in the same aspects what we have discussed, and everything they are going to follow for materials, follow up for work, and follow up for the finished goods, and everything they are going to see, and what are the various functions of those follow-ups and various types, and finally we are going to see how these now computers are being used in various operations in the PPC. So various operations of the production planning and control department, how the applications of computer can be used in order to, like in order to find out some forecasting quantity, or in order to find out the best routing procedures, in order to prepare some schedules, and in order to prepare some orders and everything. We can see in every instance we are going to use the computers in nowadays. So how these computers are in generally used in the PPC, in the production planning control, we are going to see. So with this 5 units we are going to complete our syllabus. So this takes at least 50 to 60 hours in order to have a in detail explanation. So most probably the planned hours are 50 hours. So 50 we are be having 50 hours of class. So in this class we are going to, in this 50 hours we are going to see what is a production planning and control, how these production planning and control systems are used in any industry, and what are their activities and what are their advantages, we are going to see in this one. So coming to the textbooks, we can see there is a textbook that is written by Elements of Production Planning and Control by Samuel Elion, and second Manufacturing Planning and Control by Johnson, that is Tata McGraw-Hill publishers, and some integrated systems we can see in the mechatronics, integrated mechanical electronic systems, that is written by Ramachandran. So most probably we can get the most of the topics that is in the Elements of Production Planning and Control, that is given by Samuel Elion. So most probably we can check out for this textbook, and for references there are some textbooks available, like Production Planning and Control by Mukhopadhyay, and Inventory Control Theory and Practice by Martins, and Production Controls, a Quantitative Approach by Beigel. So these textbooks can be taken as the reference, and most of the information that is in depth available in the online systems also. So this is what we are going to have. So in the next class we are going to see the introduction of our PPC, that we are going to start our first unit. So we are going to see about the definitions and the activities of PPC. Thank you.